So, I'm back. My life-changing event that has brought me to this point in my life has to be the time that I got to go on a youth mission trip to the Dominican Republic. That's what it was. I was trying to think. It was quite a few years ago. I think I was a freshman in high school. I'm now 24, so you can imagine it's been quite a big gap. But I will say that was probably one of the biggest life-changing experiences for me. So going down to the Dominican Republic with my church mission group, we went to Haito Mayor del Rey, which is probably one of the poorest places on the planet. I'm not entirely sure how, if it's honestly one of the poorest, but it's definitely up there. People were living in wood and metal scrap huts. Like their homes were literally made out of mud and wood scraps and metal scraps that they probably found on the side of the road. And it honestly made me want to cry. Like seeing how these people live and how their government treats them. It was just really sad and awful and heartbreaking to see. And they didn't have, most of the people there didn't have clean water or very great access to food or honestly any kind of access to get anywhere. Most of the people that lived down there didn't have cars. And a decent amount of the people that I saw mostly traveled by electric scooter. No one had cars of any sort, so everybody had to walk everywhere. I mean, I will say, great way to exercise. But it was one of the biggest life-changing moments of my life. And what I learned from it was to not take anything that you have in the life that you have now for granted. I can't say I know what anyone's life is like outside of mine, so I don't know how much better or worse it could be as opposed to mine, or opposed to the people that lived in the Dominican Republic. But seeing the way that they lived, and actually, I meant to add, being down there, seeing the way that they lived and how they didn't really have access to anything, as opposed to how we have access to our phones and technology and fast food and instant anything through Google, through our phones, through Uber, through just about anything we have instant access to. They don't have any of those luxuries, but every single person that I met down there always had a smile on their face. They were always so happy to greet new people. They were always welcoming, and regardless as to what their house situation may have been, they would always welcome you with open arms and welcome you into their home. And it was just beautiful. And I had never experienced anything like that before. And so back to what I experienced and the outcome and the life lesson that I learned from it was, don't take anything that you have for granted. I definitely took my life for granted before I went there, and I definitely was not grateful for any of it as much as I should have been. And so I I'm very grateful for everything that I have, and I'm very thankful, and I thank God and my parents every day for the life that they gave me. I'm very thankful for it, and that was just one of the best experiences I could have experienced, but it was it really changed my life.